let's start with the simplest answer. You don't get over that fear. You can learn to not let that fear prevent you from doing what you need to do, but the fear of taking up other people's time, of taking up space in the world, of asking anything from anybody, or even being fully present in the world, that starts early. That starts early in our childhood. And it's possible to work through that, but that's fairly deep therapy. And even still, even if you go to and work with a therapist or a good coach who can help you work through that kind of thing, my wife, by the way, does that kind of work. Even if you do that work, you're still going to hit a roadblock when you need to call somebody, right? It's just going to be easier, but it won't disappear completely because that basic societal idea that we're getting into someone else's space is really prevalent. Now, it turns out that not everybody actually thinks this way. Introverts tend to think this way because we ourselves are really averse to people stepping into our space. I don't know how about you guys, but half the time, or maybe 90% of the time, when my phone rings, I don't answer. I just really don't. I'm in the middle of whatever. You don't have permission to. Yeah, exactly. Why not just text? You don't have permission to butt in my personal life with your phone call. Don't do that because you are actually requesting my undivided attention right now and you're demanding it, right? Because the text is async. Like I can look at it, I can answer later, I can answer tomorrow, I can ignore you. That's okay. But if you're calling me and I ignore you, that kind of means something. So, anyway, I answer calls from my wife and my kid, but typically not from anybody else. And because of that, we have a skewed perception of how other people respond to that kind of interruption. But there are a lot of people, at least half the population, who don't have that kind of problem, who are perfectly happy to answer every phone call, who are actually expecting that. They like it. They get energy from interacting with people. They don't lose energy. So introverts lose energy by interacting with people and regain energy by being by themselves. But extroverts, they lose energy by being by themselves, exactly the opposite, and they gain energy by talking to people. If you call an extrovert, you're actually offering them a recharge. By sitting at the computer, going through their emails or doing some spreadsheet mind-numbing work, you call on the phone, they're like, oh, that's so awesome. I can relax a little bit. I can talk on the phone. It's a very different experience. Now, the kind of person who offers their phone number, right? Not everybody
I
does
see
that.
what
You
you
wouldn't
mean.
do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
You would put your email, right? You would, like, if
Yeah.
you wanted something like that, you would never put your phone number because then people would call you, and you know what people call you. So
And that's
if someone puts their phone number there, that means they're the kind of person who expects and appreciates and is completely comfortable with unsolicited. It's also the reason why cold calling is much easier and well regarded in certain circles. You try to cold call designers or developers, you'll never get anywhere. But if you try to cold call salespeople, not a problem at all. Because that's what they
they're
do
gonna
anyway.
sell you something.
They definitely will. But it's not a problem. They will not resent you for calling them. Therefore, it's not a problem. And it's not even a problem if you stumble through your pitch or introduction or anything like that. Right? That's what they do. Like we code, they talk on the phone.